Hey guys, what is up? Killed101 here, and today we're going to discuss a somewhat controversial topic regarding Sackboy and the LittleBigPlanet series. Basically, Sony killed Sackboy, not LittleBigPlanet 3. Now, I know the most dividing concept among the LittleBigPlanet community is two subjects. One, is LittleBigPlanet 3 good, or did it destroy the series? Because there's a huge argument and debate centered around Sumo Digital and Sony pushing out this game too early. And the second topic is if Sackboy Big Adventure is what the series needed, or if it was just a step in the wrong direction. I think it was a step in the right direction, but today we're going to discuss LittleBigPlanet 3 and why it didn't destroy the series, but in fact, Sony themselves did. Because, to be honest, a lot of times people just blame Sumo Digital for the buggy, glitchy, and unpolished mess it really was at launch. But it's not their fault at all. See, Sony really wanted to push this game out for both PS3 and PS4, and they wanted it out in time for the holidays. Right, so that was a recipe for disaster. So they had to rush this game to no end. And thankfully, I mean, for them, they made it. But at what cost? And the cost was this series. And Sumo Digital didn't really care when it launched. It was just Sony. Sony was pushing this out as a cross-gen Sony exclusive to push the PS4, but also, you know, retain some of the fan base on PS3. Because both games were on PS3, so they didn't want to isolate their fan base, which makes total sense, believe me. But for a game like LittleBigPlanet 3, how glitchy and unpolished it was because it had to run on both platforms somewhat well. You know, we've seen this with Cyberpunk 2077 and so many other games. When it tries to go cross-gen at the start of a new generation and still make it for that holiday deadline, it's a recipe for disaster, like, just simply put. Again, like, even Halo Infinite, for example, that got delayed because it was going to come out for holidays for both platforms. It cannot be done successfully in most cases. So LittleBigPlanet 3 is one of those instances where it failed. But how does this really relate to Sony's doing? Sony's fault? Sony's the cause for the end? How does it make any sense? Well, the reason is because they're the ones that pushed this. They're the ones that forced this to come out on both platforms. They're the ones that handed it over to Sumo Digital saying, hey, get this done, or else, you know. And they really incentivized them with cash, of course, and all that. So I think they're the ones to blame. And not only this, is after LittleBigPlanet 3 kind of flopped, to be honest, they didn't take any steps to secure this franchise's, like, future. They just said, no, we're gonna wait. We're gonna go bone dry for the next, like, 6 years, right? And then we're gonna do Sackboy Big Adventure. We're never gonna go back to LittleBigPlanet in the next 6 years. We cannot do that because, oh, LittleBigPlanet 3 was a failure. When in fact, they're the ones who made it a failure. Their decisions were the reason for its undoing. And also, let's touch on, is LittleBigPlanet 3 a worthy entry in the franchise? Well, for my money, LittleBigPlanet 2 will always hold a special place in my heart, and it is by far the overall best entry in the series, but don't count out LittleBigPlanet 3 because the campaign is pretty good. It has some elements that really somewhat remind me of Sackboy Big Adventure. Story is like really They have some okay characters. It's very unpolished. There's no real cutscenes. So in that sense, Sackboy Big Adventure knocks it way out of the park. But LittleBigPlanet 3 still has some of that charm, and to me, it might actually be the best LBP campaign. But let's be honest here, everybody plays it for the online, and I know this whole server debate is like how the servers are down for LittleBigPlanet right now, if you haven't stayed up with the news for the past month and a half. But that's besides the point, because that's happening with all LittleBigPlanet games, besides maybe Vita. But anyways, LittleBigPlanet 3's online was so glitchy when it came out, so bad, like just, I'm not even exaggerating here. I'm probably under-exaggerating. And sure, they fixed a lot of those issues years and years later. It's still, though, it's a little underwhelming when you compare it to something like LittleBigPlanet 2 or 1, which launched flawlessly, perfect execution, and everything was perfect upon its release, for the most part, to be honest. But now I would say the game is definitely worth it if you're interested in either campaign or online, assuming the servers get fixed, of course. LittleBigPlanet 2, still fantastic. LittleBigPlanet 1 still has tons of merit, but to me it just seems like the weakest entry in the series, because LittleBigPlanet 3 has the most experimental of all of them. Like, it pushes the create mode in new directions, new characters. It's the most in-depth of the games. LittleBigPlanet 2 is the most solid of the games. So LittleBigPlanet 1 is just, it's a good launch pad for the series. It's still a fantastic game, just not quite to the height of the others. Now, should you get it now? Yeah, you should. It's pretty good. Wait until the servers come back, though, and we're sure on all that. And, yeah. Now, lastly, don't blame Sumo Digital for all this. I see so many people just hating on them. In cases like 343, I kind of understand it, because after Halo 4, they didn't really listen to the series, or like to the fans and stuff, and they took until after Halo 5 to finally go and say, okay, here, we'll listen to you guys, and we'll do Halo Infinite. Sumo Digital, did listen to the fans, though. They had a really faithful game. They made it great, and they fixed most of its problems. It was just that it had so many problems so early on, it was unplayable. And for a series transitioning from the PS3 to the PS4, it didn't do so well. And honestly, that's the reason why Sony didn't continue the series. They never gave it a fair shot. They never said, hey, maybe Sumo Digital, this is their first LittleBigPlanet game. Maybe they should make a new one in a few years from now, like in 2017, 2018. It's like, come on, what are you guys doing? Make a new LittleBigPlanet game. They took no active steps to securing the franchise's safety in the future. And this could be the end of it, all because of Sony. Not LittleBigPlanet 3 or Sumo Digital. I mean, yes, LittleBigPlanet 3 is the reason why there's no LittleBigPlanet 4, but it's Sony's doing for why LittleBigPlanet 3 is like it is. Anyways, just don't give Sumo Digital a lot of hate. Don't give Sony a lot of hate either, but it's still the reason why we haven't seen a LittleBigPlanet 4 for either PS5 or PS4. Anyways, that's just like a quick little kind of video, just giving some thoughts. I just wanted to get it out there. Because this kind of upsets me, so many people blame LittleBigPlanet 3, when it is to blame more so Sony, not Sumo Digital, to be honest. If you have any thoughts about the series, let me know down in the comments. Also, I have a Discord channel where you can discuss some, different ideas or ask me any questions about the series. You can also find some games if you ever, DM me on it on Discord or ping me in the server. Totally cool. Check it out. It's in the description. Anyways, thanks for watching.